I'm Mike Ryan. In our ongoing series on famous turquoise mines, we're going to look at Sleeping Beauty. Now, Sleeping Beauty, like the other famous mines of Arizona, has been closely associated with copper mining. The Miami Inspiration Mining District, which is around the cities of Globe and Miami, Arizona, has a long history of mining, beginning at around the turn of the century, of the last century, around late 1890s, early 1900s. And at first, like in many places, they were looking for gold. They looked for gold, they found a little gold, they found a little silver, but they found a lot of copper. And the Sleeping Beauty Mountain gives the name to both the copper mine and the turquoise associated with that mine. And copper was mined there off and on from early 1900s through to about 2005. The turquoise was extracted from these copper mines from concessions that were given from the large mining companies to different miners. We saw that at Morenci, where Bill Brown had the concession from 1952 till 1984. At Kingman, which began with Chuck Colball, then Leonard Hardy from the late 60s through to the early 80s. At Bisbee, we had Bob and Mar Matthews had the concession in the 70s. And at Castle Dome, very small period, because Castle Dome is really part of the Sleeping Beauty copper area. They're right next to each other. And that turquoise was extracted through a very narrow period from the late 40s to about 1952. Leonard Hardy had that concession. And then Sleeping Beauty. And that again was a Hardy concession from the late 60s. He had that for about 20 years or so until the early mid 80s. And then after that, it was held for over 20 years from 1988 to 2014 by Monty Nichols. Now that mine is in reclamation. And what that basically means is they've given up on the turquoise. The mine's going to be reclaimed because there were a lot of environmental problems that were associated with the sulfuric acid that was a byproduct of the copper smelting process. So there's been a lot of problems with that getting into the groundwater and all the reclamation. And when you're spending $100 million on reclamation, you're not that concerned about whatever turquoise may be there. And unfortunately, that means that Sleeping Beauty is pretty much, well, it is gone. There will be no more Sleeping Beauty mined on that because these large mining companies are just not interested in extracting turquoise. So Sleeping Beauty turquoise, when it was on the market, there was a lot of it that went out. As with most turquoise, a lot of it was stabilized. There was a lot that was natural. But it was very popular among the Zuni. They would use this in their cluster settings. It was very popular for inlay. And it's just been a wonderful stone for the jewelry market, both in the United States and internationally. Here we see in this bolo by Verma Nakwatawa, where while the centerpiece are these large Lone Mountain cabochons, we see surrounding this inlay with this Sleeping Beauty used as an accent, this beautiful sky blue turquoise that really tends to accent the entire piece. We also see this in this bracelet by Jesse Monangi. I hope you can see it here. And we see that the sky blue turquoise is really used as a wonderful accent piece for the rest of the bracelet, this wonderful inlay. So with that, let's take a look at some more Sleeping Beauty. The principal characteristic of Sleeping Beauty turquoise is the clear sky blue non-matrix color. And that has been attributed to, at least by Monty Nichols, has been attributed to the high level of alumina that is included in the earth surrounding those copper ores, which has created the opportunity for the formation of this sort of turquoise. We see here on this tray some examples of that sort of formation on this right side of the tray. The clear, beautiful sky blue that is cut for the use in jewelry. As we carry on over onto the tray, we see some more, a little bit more matrix inclusions in the turquoise that of course could be cut in a manner that would omit those. So the color's all about the same here as we saw there, but just cut with a little more of a matrix in the formation. Finally, when we get over here on the left side of the tray, we start to see some really changes in the color, a much more distinctive blue color here that a little bit more saturated in hue and color than we've seen in some of the more traditional look for Sleeping Beauty. So Sleeping Beauty does come in a range of colors, and even down here we see some with some really beautiful matrix formation for Sleeping Beauty. You can read all about Sleeping Beauty, especially in the story of Turquoise by Monty Nichols in Turquoise in America, Part 2, 1910 to 1990.